D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So if you're back for our weekly little chit chat, and I'm going to break down this episode and everything and give you my review of it. And I didn't just finish, but I just finished the latest episode of Farscape. I'm sorry. I mean, Star Trek Discovery. I get my talking ships mixed up a little bit, because Discovery has so many of them. But I want to say a couple things before I get started on the breakdown of this episode. And I have a lot of thoughts because, man, this one not only was a little bit of a snooze fest, wasted a lot of time, a lot of time. The writers must not have enough to figure out what to do. They're like, oh, we'll just film a long walk down a hallway for 40 minutes. So anyways, first thing I just want to say, I appreciate you guys coming back to these videos and because, caring about what I have to say about this show. I know I get some people that are like, if you don't like it, why do you watch it? I want to like it. I really do. I love Star Trek. I love this universe. I love the characters. I love the species, all that stuff. And I say this on every video, but I always get somebody that's like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I can't not watch Star Trek, you guys, because it's it was a part of my growing up and everything. And I just love it. Okay. So, but this show's not this season and last season, it's just not good. And it bums me out. But you guys comment, and I just want to say, if I read all of them, but if I don't comment back, it's just because I just don't have time. And I'm sorry about that. I really am. I only take a half hour every week to reply to comments. I should bump it up to maybe an hour and everything, and I'm sorry about that. I do apologize if I didn't reply to you. I do read them all. I apologize. I'm sorry. Second thing I want to say is, the aliens in this show, they're starting to ump them up. There's that one that's got the big head on the bridge. I don't know its name. I tried to look it up. I don't know what species it is either, because I think we've seen them before. I just don't know what it is. That species doesn't, that character doesn't talk on the bridge. But I want to see more aliens in this show, like Saru and stuff. I mean, we got Linus. And I want to see more of Linus. I don't think that they mentioned him, and I'll mention him one more time in this review. But whatever happened to Linus? Like in this one, he's out for a hot minute. But a small piece of me feels like they don't want to put Linus in there because they have to pay to digitally have his eyes blink, sideways or whatnot. But me, I just don't have him blink. Okay, you don't have to have him blink if you don't want him to if you want to have him on the show. I can deal without Linus blinking. Like, stop it, and everything. It's crazy. That's me thinking that's why they're not doing it anymore. Now, as far as this episode goes, this episode reminds me a lot of Voyager season 7, episode something or other. It's called The Void, and I'll just break that down real quick. They get into a void and everything. It's complete pitch dark and everything, and they can't navigate and all that stuff. They can't do anything. And there's no resources inside the void. So ships that are inside the void, they have to attack new incoming ships and steal their resources to have to get resources so they don't starve to death and all that kind of stuff and everything. And then Voyager gets a group of ships together and they get out of the void. So it did remind me a little bit of that, which I was like, okay, they're going somewhere with this. If there's other episodes with voids, I just couldn't remember. That one just came to my head and I called a friend. I was like, hey, what episode was that? Because I was like, I Googled it, but I was like, hey, and they were kind of, because, anyways. All right. Anyways. So that's all I just want to say. One last thing, and that is that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. Now that I'm done with all my nonsense, let me get started on this episode, okay? So this episode starts off with Burnham, and she's building her own little family tree, and it's from that logosphere or logosphere from the last episode that Linus no, not Linus. That's the alien guy. I don't remember the guy's name from the last episode that died. Her and Book have a little tete-a-tete. Not really. It's kind of a tete-a-tete. But she says, I've been thinking a lot about family, how the past is still so much of the present, how even when someone is gone, we remain connected to them. Our memories, our feelings, it's like they're still here with us in some way. It's comforting, And she asks Book that. And I just want to say that that's the thing about this show. I feel like Star Trek is kind of like a family unit, and Discovery is missing that family unit. And I feel like they're trying to do it, but they're not doing a good job, in my opinion. They're just not doing a good job that past shows have been able to do and getting that family unit thing. So she's doing this whole thing and she's building her family tree, and Book's all like, talks about his dad and how he died. And how it's his birthday. And at first I was all like, I don't know what okay, cool. And everything, but it was foreshadowing because he pops up, So he's talking to Burnham, and they're talking about their mission for this episode is to go into the subspace rift that was left behind by the DMA. And the Admiral thinks that the DMA left a particle analysis behind that will help them figure out how it works and who created it. And Book wants to go after them. Book wants to go after who created the DMA, and thinks it's someone that the Federation has not encountered yet, and it's outside their galaxy's Federation space. And Burnham suggests he reach out to his courier contacts. She basically just, sidelines him because he wants to do something, and she's just like, hey, let us do our job. So a small piece of me feels like maybe she should just be like, sit down, honey, mommy's got this. And I just want to be like, Burnham, you're not taking, like, I'm sorry, but she's not taking his feelings into consideration, in my opinion. Like, she's just keeps sidelining him in every episode, and I'm all like, like the one episode where he went into the DMA's like little particle field or whatever it was called. I can't remember. She also questioned about that. And I'm just like, maybe if I was Book, I'd just go do whatever I want. I'd be like, what? I have my own ship. I don't need your permission. See you later. But hey, whatever. It's fine. So Burnham and Saru are walking down the hallway, and they can't go into the rift with the warp drive on, so they're going to turn that off. And then they have to and they can't use the mycelial network. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, it's fine. Because they don't know what the effects will have on the mycelial network. But they have to go in, and it's going to be bumpy and slow because they use references to Enterprise and Voyager. So I'm assuming that that's a reference to the Void episode. Which I did not watch to bone up on this episode. So, I mean, if that happened in those episodes, I'll trust them that it was bumpy and stuff. And so they're both relieved, but they're both relieved that they'll finally be able to figure out who created this. So they're inside the elevator, and the ship, Zora, has an organic evolution and now has feelings. WTF. Okay, this is Farscape Junior. It's kind of annoying. So she has her contact because the crew is in high spirits and everything. She has them contact them to get to their station. So they play this happy-go-lucky music as the crew heads to the bridge, and they go on their little mission. And it seems it seems really out of place, in my opinion, that they're all happy about this whole thing. Like, they're all like, finally going to get to figure out who did this thing, but they're all like happy, like something bad's going to happen, but you're happy about it. It's very tea leaf reading, in my opinion, but whatever. And then we go into the mess hall, the little lounge here, bar / whatever. And Gray's there. And I'm like, why is Gray still here? He should be on Trill, learning to be a guardian from other guardians. Why is he still here? His character being on Discovery makes no sense. Name one other time where a Trill learned to be a guardian on a starship. Okay, don't worry, I'll wait. Not really. I got to get through this review, but the whole time I'm just like, why is he still here? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't hate this character. I think the actor does a bad job acting wise, especially in this episode. And one of you did say I kind of pick on them being a part of the LGBT community, but I don't care who this character was, this act or what their whole thing is in real life. This actor, both these actors, Dira and Gray, these actors are not good in my opinion. And Gray, this actor, their name is, hold on, I have it in my notes somewhere. I just gotta find it. Ian Alexander makes me feel like I could be an actor on this show. Be like, Zora, can you run your analysis? What? I'm training to be a guardian. Click fingers, click fingers. I just like I'm sorry. Like, it's just no good. I'm sorry. I am being a little mean, but it's necessary. But anyways, also, okay, hold on. I want to mention, I didn't get a picture of, hold on. Let me fast forward real quick because I want to get a picture of them. So Adira is replacing Linus on the bridge. But where has Linus been this entire freaking season? Okay, he hasn't been around. I haven't seen him. Have you seen him? I don't remember seeing him. So I'm like, where has he gone? I mean, in this episode, he's underneath some heat lamps, and I'm just like, there was no need for this explanation. But one thing I also want to know is, how is Adira replacing Linus on the bridge? They are an ensign. Sorry about that. They are an ensign. How are they replacing Linus? Like, explain that to me. Okay. How does an ensign, just because they're smart? Big freaking whoop. There's plenty of the Federation, these people on the ship, they are the Federation. They are what the best have to offer to the Federation. Adira is an ensign. You got to move yourself up on the ranks. You just don't get thrown into the mix at the hierarchy of a ship. It's really annoying and obnoxious. Okay, so let me back up these images real quick. So we're on the bridge, okay? And Burnham says, one thing we know about the DMA is it tears the hell out of subspace. Our mission today is to go to that most recent tear and find any clues the DMA may have left behind: molecular compounds, thermal radiation, residual ions, industrial remnants, anything that can lead us to who created this. Which I was like, okay, that's good. Shoot, I lost my place in my notes. Sorry, guys. Give me 2 more seconds. I got to find it. I took extensive notes for this episode, and I don't even know why, because it was so freaking boring. Anyways, so, I did it again. You little idiot, Matthew. You little idiot. Don't be mean to yourselves. Be nice to yourselves. I can be mean to me, though. Anyways, so that's what she says while this whole thing is going on. And they head into the rift, and it's all shaky for like 2 seconds. And then they get in there, and it's calm. It's calm. So they're like, are we in? And they can't, inside the rift, they can't get any readings or sensor wise. And it isn't consistent with previous missions inside the void/tears like this, AKA Enterprise and Voyager. So I want to go back. So Commander Bryce, right here, which I just want to say, I wrote it down. What happened to Lieutenant Christopher from last episode? I thought he was replacing Bryce. What's going on here? Like a small piece, because apparently this guy is on his own show now. He's like maybe a lead on another show, and good for him. But they keep switching these two back and forth. So my thought process is, because I did hear that they had done some reshoots, and they had to do reshoots on this show. So, and if you remember last episode, and one of you commented down below about how the actress that plays Osekun, I don't know if I'm saying that name right, and Detmer, they weren't in the last episode, and I was all like, maybe they couldn't make it back to the reshoots, and one of you had said they're commercial actors, and I was like, that's funny. But my thought process is that Bryce, the actor that played Bryce, couldn't make it back to reshoots either. So that's when we get Lieutenant Christopher in there to replace him. So anyway, so Bryce, she's like, Commander Bryce, what do you hear? And he goes, it's it's what I'm not hearing. Space is loud. Stars, nebulae, planets, they all normally give off an electromagnetic frequencies, but this they convert. And then she says, convert to audio and put it on all frequencies. And what do we hear? Crickets. I mean, not literal crickets, but you know what I mean. It's like silence, like all like, hold on. That's what we hear, unless you hear that bird chirping outside my window. Don't you hate it when your joke goes wrong? Like, I hope you didn't hear the bird. Sorry, I lost my friggin' place in my notes again. I'm sorry, you guys. I keep doing this because I'm a big dummy. Okay. And again, why is Adira on the bridge? Out of everybody on the ship, she should not be. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so then she's all like, hey, Book, do you get anything? Book doesn't get anything on his sensors either. And because his ship is newer, but he wants to go out with his ship to get some recon, but Burnham doesn't want to send him. So she wants to send a bot first, which is a smart move. That's a smart move. Burnham made the proper choice. So she has Lieutenant Nilsson send a bot, which is good. So they send the bot, and at 6,000 meters out, the bot starts to disintegrate. Meanwhile, on the ship, they're getting 0 readings, which is weird. And the bot doesn't respond to commands to come back to the ship. And it starts to do this thing where they describe it as, it sounds like it's screaming, and they want to, as it starts to disintegrate like hardcore. And there it is. It's disintegrating, which I don't, which then, sorry. Then Adira says, it's possible that the DMA has done something to subspace itself, turned it toxic. And I'm all like, as soon as Adira said that, I was like, I don't know what metaphor they're putting out for this, but I'm pretty sure it's some identity politics nonsense that they're trying to force on us. They're just trying to shove it down our throats. But it was whatever the metaphor was for the toxic space. It was lost on me, first off, and I don't care. I've had enough of this nonsense with the metaphors that they're putting in here badly. So, but anyways, okay. So then they're trying to figure out nothing. They're getting 0 readings. So Burnham's all like, we need to figure out what's going on. We need to talk things out together. We need to use our brains to figure it out. This part I did like, because it wasn't just Burnham being Burnham and figuring out everything for everybody. It really is annoying when she does that. I don't like that. If you look at past Star Trek shows, the captain would rely on their crew to help them through situations like this, because I'm sorry, one person can't figure out every single problem of the galaxy. It's just not possible. And the fact that this show lets Burnham do it, it really is annoying. So Bryce, Reese, and Dittmer, and Osakun also at all of them, they all contribute, and they decide that they're going to send a flare into the thing and see how far it goes out before it disintegrates like the bot. And then they're going to see how long it takes it to disintegrate. And Dittmer says she can set something up, and I didn't write it down, sorry, but she sets it up to where they can find out readings on all of that. So they do it. Meanwhile, in the space area where Stamets is, Book shows up, and he's like, how can I help? And he's like, you can, because she wants him to revert power from anywhere that he can. And he made a little joke about how he has some under his seat. And then he's like, I'm glad you're here, because I really don't have a seat and everything. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Not laugh out loud funny, like kind of funny. And they're reverting power to the shields and everything so they can get sensor readings on this void. So inside the lounge, Gray starts talking to Zora. aka the ship. And I have to tell you right now, I did not like this at all. Gray, this stuff with Gray and with Book, really, I'm just like, I've had enough of this nonsense. Oh, I've said it before. This show is no longer about an allegorical adventure show, a science fiction allegorical adventure show. This show is about people and their feelings and getting over their feelings and trauma. And I'm just like, can we go back to the fun stuff on the bridge where they're trying to figure out how to get out of this mess? Because Gray's whole thing in this was just all right. Anyways, now while talking to Zora, Gray asks her, I'm just assuming she's a her because a woman plays that identifies as a woman. I looked it up. She's doing all this stuff over the ship. Zora is talking about like the replicator on one deck needs to get fixed. All this stuff is going on. So Gray asks, well, first, before Gray asks if everything is normal, she's like, I don't want to be offend you, but is that normal? And I was like, it's now offensive to ask somebody if something is normal. Get out of here, show. I hate you. So asks if it's normal that Zora can't sense anything. And then Gray's all like, it's like, oh, that you just sound overwhelmed. You're doing all this stuff. It seems like if my brain sent every breath that I sent to it or whatnot. And so Gray says that they should play a game to clear the ship's head. And she's like, Zora is all like, I don't know if you're telling a joke or whatever. And they start playing this game because as a guardian, this game helps Gray learn to use his body, his new body. Meanwhile, I still don't like the mullet. One of you commented about how maybe mullets are an acquired taste. Not for this guy. Not for this guy. I can't acquire it at all. I don't like it. But listen, hey, Ian Alexander, I don't know if it was his choice or whatever to do this mullet. I don't like it, but by all means have at it. You have to wear it, not me. So then back in the science lab, Stamets has gotten all the power that he can. And then back on the bridge, they're trying to figure out, they can't do it out. It's getting closer and closer, whatever it is that's disintegrating, the toxic space is getting closer and closer. What metaphor this means, I don't know. I don't care either. And so they're all finally gosh, sorry, I'm trying to get Burnham. Burnham aborts the mission. She's like, we need to abort this mission. And so they're like, but they can't leave the void now because they're trying to, because Whitmer can't, or Dittmer, sorry, I don't know, Dittmer can't get coordinates from where they entered into the void. So then they're going to use the mycelial network and they're going to jump out. So Book gets into there and it shocks him and everything. And it kind of screams a little bit like, and everything. And they can't do it. And then he starts to see his dead dad. He's like, his dad shows up and he's like, Papa? I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? I think we've seen enough of Book and his trauma and feelings the last couple of episodes. Maybe we need to take a break from Book. Although I do like the actor that plays Book. I do like him. So then his dad's like there and he's like, you an embarrassment to our people. You shouldn't. I can't remember if it's this. No, it's the next one. But he's all like, this is in my head kind of thing. So he gets out and everything, and he's like, I saw my dead dad. And he's like, am I going crazy? And they're like, no, it's got to be from the outside stuff. And so they're going to run some tests, but they figure out that whatever happened to him, they can use that stuff that's data they can collect to try to figure out what's going on inside the void so they can hopefully get out. So they start analyzing it. So then back in the lounge, they're playing this game still, and Zora gets something on deck 17, but doesn't want to relay it to the captain because it hasn't become a problem yet. But Gray, who made the right decision, was all like, you need to tell the captain now. And Zora does, but that good on you, Gray, because Gray was all like, no, this could, it doesn't matter if it's become a huge problem yet. It could be, you need to tell the captain now. So that's the face he gives. Like, I'm sorry, this Ian Alexander, I'm sorry, Ian Alexander is just not the best choice for this. I'm all for representation, but you got to hire the best actor for the job. And Ian Alexander, in my opinion, is not the best actor for this job. I'm sorry. It's just not. Okay. Like everybody on the bridge crew does 10 times better. They are obviously better actors. Maybe Ian Alexander should take another class and learn some stuff, because I've never taken an acting class and I could do just as good a job. What? You need to tell the captain now. You need to tell the captain now. I think I did a better job there. I really do. Anyways, okay. So on deck 17, the hull is disintegrating, and we hop over there because they're like, is anybody in the area to check out what's going on? This is Lopez. I didn't write his name down. Anyways, he's a crew member and he's trying to fix this little thing. And they're like, get out of there and everything. The doctor's like, get out of there. And he's like, I got to fix it or it'll blow. And I'm like, let it blow. We got force fields for that. I remember what happened in season 1, episode 1, when that crew member got sucked out. It exploded. He got sucked out, but the shields came up. And remember, Burnham was protected inside her jail cell. So, you know, come on, let's work with us here. So he doesn't get out in time. He gets sucked out. And I'm like, of course, because, you know, if Burnham is in a ship and gets hit with a piece of an asteroid, she gets her little spacesuit over her. But this guy, screw him. He gets sucked out. Bye-bye. And everything. I'm all like, it's probably because he was a toxic man wanting to fix the ship. Ugh. You know, those toxic men and their manliness trying to fix stuff. Ugh. Anyways, she's like, he's gone. So then back in the thing, the lounge, Gray is all like, what happened? And Zora's all like, we lost a crew member. And then I can't remember what's going on, but Gray, because I forgot to write it down in my notes, but I wrote down what happens right after this. Good job, Matthew. But Gray's all like, I have to tell the captain. I'm like, you have to, Gray, because you need to insert yourself into this because you're so important. So back on the bridge, they need to figure it out. But Gray comes in and is all like, I know what's going on with Zora to help figure out this stuff. We played a game and everything to clear Zora's mind, to decompartmentalize and everything. And then Zoro shows up. Oh, I didn't get a picture of it. No. Oh, man. I thought I grabbed a screen grab of it. I'm not. Oh, man. I did bad on this episode. Sorry. So anyways, Zoro shows herself, and it's just they all do this. They make it look like it's a big deal because when she shows herself, but it's like the little thing that was wavy and then 2 blue circles, and they're all like, is that her and everything? But it's just a bunch of blue circles. And I'm like, okay, I guess it's a big deal. This is you and everything. And I'm just like, I guess they couldn't afford to digitally put a face on the ship. And I'm like, oh, this. Okay. So then they're sitting here and Burnham is like, Zora, I want to talk to you in my ready room. Gray, you come too. Why? Because, you know, representation. Book is back in the medical plan bay, and his dad is giving him a tongue lashing / a reaming. And he's all like, why do you wear that necklace? You're not one of us with your feelings and wanting to save those glowworms and everything. You were never really one of us, and that's why you left, yada, yada, yada. And they see that he's talking to himself and everything. Pardon me. And so there is some problems going on in engineering, and Osakun, she wants to go to take a team to engineering to reinforce the beams with reprogrammable matter. And when she's denied, she gets a little hostile. and we find out why later, but Saru is all like, no, we need you here. That's not, I've made my decision. That's the end of the discussion. Go back to your computer. So she sits down and she's obviously upset about it, but he made the right decision. So then inside the ready room, long story short, Zora feels guilty for what's happened. And Burnham is all trying to talk her down and stuff, and is all like, it's natural to feel guilt in these situations, but we need your help. Can you help us, kind of thing. The whole time I'm like, I'm so glad that Gray was there to stand there and do her his bad face acting. It was just, and bad face expressions. Like the whole time I'm just like, why are you here? Like, again, why is Gray here besides like in this scene specifically, but more along lines on this show still, because the character's not needed. Okay. So then back at the thing, they tell him that it's just temporary, that all these delusions, whatever it is going to go away soon, because it won't last long, and he's happy about that kind of thing. But then Bryce figures out that there's a sonar frequency inside the void, and they're going to use sound navigation and frequency to get out of the void and find the highest concentration of the particles that are inside there. And that is going to be their point of entry / their exit. But then they figure out, that's Bryce. That's when he's figuring it out, which is, it's solid, but at the same time, I'm all like, they're using a lot of like old school stuff to do this, but it's like, whatever. So they find out that this plan won't work because they'll be destroyed / eaten before they reach this point of the void. But Burnham, she's the only one on the ship smart enough to figure out and decides that they are going to take the entire crew, except for her, and put them in the pattern buffer. Now, what is the pattern buffer? Ooh, what's that pattern buffer? The pattern, now you go look this up, the full thing of it is, because it's been in other episodes, but the pattern buffer was a key component of the transporter / holodeck and replicator systems, okay? And they've used it before in other things. I don't want to get too much into it because this has already taken up too much of your time. So they are going to transport all of the crew into this pattern buffer, and they're going in groups so they don't have to go in alone. But and so here they are in the groups. That right there, that alien, that was the alien I was talking about before. What alien species is that? I didn't look it up before this. I should have, but I love seeing the aliens. And you know what? This is all practical effects. This is all makeup. Why can't you do this? Have some more like Saru is practical effects. It doesn't even, like this person, just give them a mouth, just uncover their mouth, and then you got an actor in there and everything. So have Gray do it. Have actors like Gray. I mean, they pay them in Target gift cards, so you could pay that actor in Target gift cards to do a little mouth breathing / talking. Anyways. So before they transport into the buffer pattern or pattern buffer, Osaku decides that she's going to tell her backstory at this time of crisis. And remember, last episode, I complained about this with Reese because he decided to tell his backstory. And so she's that's what's wrong with this show right here. Why do they want to give these? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll talk about it. So she tells them that when she was younger, her best friend got sick and she needed more help than her community could provide. And she wanted to do something, but there was nothing to be done. And in the end, all she could do was watch her friend die, and she felt powerless. And Saru tells her that he says that you bore witness, and that's something. Is it though? Is it though? Is it something? And he thanks her for sharing her story at the worst freaking time possible. Like, oh, I can't handle this crap. They need to stop doing this on this show. If they want to tell these characters backstories, which I want to hear their backstories, but they're starting to do it in times of crisis. They did it with Reese last time. They're trying to evacuate that asteroid, and he's all of a sudden like, hey, let me tell you my experience. And I'm like, I don't want to know your experience, dude. We're trying to get people out of here. What are you doing right now, dude? That's like I saw back when you know oh, it doesn't even matter. Anyways, so they're just they're just telling these backstories at the worst possible time. Like, tell these backstories when it's you know, at the beginning of the episode when it's like convenience and stuff. So so then Detmer, Osakun, and Saru, they all transport themselves into obscurity. And so then Book, okay, so Book gets his cap, but before he does, he has one last minute chat with his dead dad. Hey, Papa. And his dad's all like, you know, maybe I wasn't like, all of a sudden flips a switch. Maybe I wasn't the best dad, you know, letting you go away, and you were always like a sensitive kid. I don't remember. Who cares? Gosh, this was so feelings. Anyways, bye, Papa. Bye. And then goes and talks to Burnham and tells her that he loves her. She tells him, and I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good and everything. And then this is the only screenshot I took, but this was her walking down this hallway. And this was a problem because they took 40 freaking years for her to walk down this hallway and then get in the captain's chair. Took so much time. I'm all like, yeah, you're like a freaking month late, Burnham, to get into this captain's chair. Jesus, come on. My social security has come and ran out by the time you got here, man. Anyways, so then they're getting through the thing, but they realize Zora says that her suit, that the bridge, it catches on fire. The bridge is burning. The roof is on fire. So they get it. So Zora tells her that the bridge is going to lose containment and that her suit won't be able to contain the heat. So she's going to die. And she's all like, it's fine. I trust you to get the crew out of the pattern buffer once I'm dead and gone and we get out of this void. And then Zora's all like, you want me to sing you a song? And she's like, yeah, sure. Sing mommy to sleep. I'm like, I don't know the song she's saying. I don't care. Maybe it has a point to it and a reference. Oh, I've taken too much long on this review. Okay. So they get out and she, you know, is all like, they're all like, yay, we made it and everything. And they're back at headquarters, and the ship is getting repaired with reprogrammable matter, which Saru is just super happy about. So, then him and Book are talking, and Saru says something. He says something about ways on Book's mind, and he says, and the Book says, whoever created the DMA is outside their galaxy. And then Book talks about how he has anger inside him and he wants to destroy whoever created the DMA. And then Saru, Saru tells him he understands because the Baul called his people for centuries, including his parents. And now he has to sit across from them at council meetings. And he still feels rage. And Book says he seems so balanced and calm. And then Saru says they are both justified in their anger. Allowing it to be their focus, however, only prevents them from achieving those things which serve the greater good. It is a struggle, yes, but a worthy one. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you should just kill the Baul. They're really creepy. So then we go over to Burnham and Zora. And they're Zora. Okay, Burnham is working on her family tree. And then Zora decides that she wants to create her own family tree. Because, you know, feelings. And then Burnham talks about how her tree is different, but special and good and everything. And then she says how she's glad Zora is there. And she's like, me too. And that's the end of the episode, you know? I'm just like, so this episode wasted so much time, and it was all for naught. Like I'm like, this is the problem with this show. I don't care about these characters and their feelings, because the stuff inside the void was really interesting, like them trying to get out of it. That stuff I was interested in, like when they're all like when they're working as a team and as a unit to try to figure out how to get out of here. That was the stuff that interests me. The rest of the crap, the stuff with Book, I didn't care about. The stuff with Zora and Gray, I didn't care about. I was all like, and if I could tap on my screen and send it off like you guys do, I'd send it right to the trash can, but I can't. So that's the stuff that I was interested in. It's just this show has a problem with getting that stuff by. I feel like it does the sciencey stuff is interesting, even though I don't understand all of it. But yeah, the feeling stuff, I'm not interested, because you guys don't do it in a way that speaks to me, and it's super boring, and I just don't like it. And no more long walks down the freaking hallway. Jesus, I'm like, man, I got stuff to do. Is she gonna finish this walk? Where is she? Can't she transport there? Oh, they didn't have power. But anyways, all right. That is my breakdown and review, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you stay tuned this whole time. Again, I'm gonna leave it off with these Kelpian words of wisdom. It is difficult to ride two Velbeast with only one set of buttocks. Take that how you will. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next Star Trek Discovery breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Live long and prosper. Bye.